Okay, welcome to our introductory Hypno Talks, where we have this trinity well, I won't say myself is beautiful, but my
You
beautiful
are.
friends that we met together as when we were studying hypnotherapy a few years ago, and we've been working with each other ever since. We've learned so much about what not to do. We've decided to come together to share our insights and our experience and help other people understand how powerful hypnosis is because it works on the subconscious mind, and that's where all the change, 95% of all change takes place. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic over to Danny.
Sure. I'm Danielle Antonson. I am located in Stevenson, Michigan. It is a very small, tiny little town in the Upper Peninsula. I'm about 20 miles north of Marinette, Wisconsin. And I love hypnotherapy. I'm excited to share this stuff with you, and so that you can kind of understand what you can use hypnotherapy for, because it's way more than quitting smoking or losing weight. That you can do anything with this. So I'm excited for this. Iris, how about you?
Thanks for handing over, Danny. I am Iris and I am coming from a town in Switzerland close to Zurich. So please, now it's your turn, Carol.
Okay, hi, I'm Carol Lopez, and I am currently in Prescott, Arizona, but moving very soon to the Cottonwood, Sedona area. And I came to hypnotherapy in 2020, um, just randomly discovered it by watching a YouTube video with Marissa Peer giving a group demo on the healing vortex. And I had a migraine at the time, so by the end of the video, my migraine was gone, and I thought there's something to this. So I enrolled in class, and I've been helping people ever since, and helping myself as well, because I've discovered the power of the subconscious mind, which is where 95% of our programming takes place. So, Danielle, do you want to go ahead and explain why you came to it, how you came to hypnotherapy, and what you do?
Yeah, sure. I came into hypnotherapy because I had a back injury in 2017 that left me unable to do pretty much anything. I was doing physical therapy every week, and I would improve a little bit, and then my back would completely fall apart again. So by 2019, I felt completely useless, hopeless, depressed. And I was in such pain all the time that I decided that taking my life was the only answer that I had left. Thankfully, I'm here today because shortly after that, a Marissa Peer hypnotherapy demonstration came across my YouTube feed. I watched it and I felt an immediate shift in the way that I saw myself and the way that I felt about myself. So I decided at that moment that when I had enough money, I was going to enroll in her school and help others feel the way that I felt in that moment. And that's what I did. One of our first modules was cell command therapy, and I used that to heal my back. So combined with the muscle activation technique specialist sessions that I was having at Truth and Function with the hypnotherapy, it made my back solid. And my back has still to this day never gone out again. Completely off of all of my painkillers, all of my depression medications, my anxiety medications. I'm medication free. Um, I've also used hypnotherapy to change the way that I behave and the way I interact with others and in the world around me. I used to operate from a victim mentality, and now I'm able to take responsibility for myself, thus empowering me to make the lasting changes that help me. And I truly believe that once you know better, you do better. So finding the reasons for my issues allows me to understand it and address it directly. It gives me the power to choose to continue to do things this way or to think of a better way to do things. And I've also used it to discover and connect to that unconditional love that dwells inside of me. And I've tapped into it. I've tapped into past lives, parallel lives, different dimensions and planets where I exist or have existed. I've righted wrongs, healed ancestral lines, remote viewed, healed others and animals remotely, sat with souls that were exiting, connected with angels and guides, and assisted in some pretty awesome healings. The things that you can do with hypnotherapy are truly unlimited. If you can think of it, we can explore it. And us three definitely have done that. Along with other hypnotherapists, Iris and Carol have been a tremendous part of my journey. We have explored many scenes and lives and dimensions together. And you can do this on your own, but having someone to facilitate the process makes it effortless to kind of traverse through the subconscious mind. And it really keeps you on task. And having that other perspective to guide you along the different emotions and scenes is so beneficial. So that's why I love it. Iris?
So now about my story. Thanks, Danny. My story about hypnosis is, or hypnotherapy, to say it. It's just a tongue twister for me, so I prefer hypnosis. Yeah, I really love hypnosis because it's such a life changer for me. It was such a life changer, and it still is. My journey started when I was pregnant with my daughter. I realized I was so overwhelmed. I was completely triggered every moment of my life, and everything was just too much. And I was wondering, why is everyone else so cool and acting in such a normal way, and I am such a mess? I didn't understand myself. And then it was the time when I decided, okay, I don't want to mess up my kids. I need to go to therapy. And at the beginning, I started to have body therapy sessions, like, for example, breath work, bioenergetics, rolfing, craniosacral, and trauma therapy. And it helped me tremendously to connect to my body again, to find this calm sensation inside. But my issue from the beginning onwards was I had this amnesia. I didn't remember my childhood. There were only two scenes that I did remember. And out of all those two scenes, the rest was covered underneath a dark veil. And it was frustrating because I was acting in a way and I didn't understand myself. So I was actually sort of compartmentalized into my mind, my body, and my emotions. Everything was disconnected. And then when I started to have hypnotherapy and I was regressing back to those events or memories, it all of a sudden made sense. It all of a sudden started to, those puzzle pieces started to fit together, one to another. And I could understand myself and I could see why I was behaving that way. And therefore, to me, hypnosis, I love it so deeply because it gave me this wonderful, deep understanding to my own inside. It helped me to get rid of all the emotional turmoil I had inside, all these disharmonies. I was such an angry person. I was filled with anger issues, but I was also filled with these anxiety things, and I was very depressed. There was no joy in my life, absolutely no joy. I was in this low state and I didn't see any sense in my life any longer. But now I had children, I couldn't just give up. And so I had to move forwards step by step and session by session. And that was exactly my journey to return home to myself. So that's why I really love hypnosis. And now handing over to Carol.
Yes, I came to hypnotherapy, as I said before, through uh, training and then exchanging sessions with Iris and Danielle and others in school. But then I discovered that the root of my issue was a deep insecurity. I had no self-confidence. I was afraid to speak. And I still have moments of that, but I'm overcoming them using both hypnotherapy and the other tools that I use in my practice, which are beyond quantum healing, but primarily Psych K, which I can do on my own very easily. But yeah, I was deeply insecure. I worried about everyone, people pleasing, setting boundaries, all those types of things. And in addition to helping me with migraines and digestive issues and chronic fatigue or adrenal fatigue, I've used hypnotherapy for all of those things, and it's been incredibly powerful. And as I mentioned, it's because the subconscious mind is so powerful. That's where 95% of our programming takes place, and therefore that's where 95% of change takes place. And hypnotherapy and the other tool that I use, Psyche, they both work at the subconscious level. So does Beyond Quantum Healing is also hypnosis. It's just past life hypnosis, although we can do that with the regular hypnosis that we all do as well, because we've done that with each other many times. So it's really powerful, and I've gradually, it's taken some time. It's a process. It's like peeling away the layers of the onion. You don't get to the problem right away. There's always something else that needs to be healed, and that's the beautiful part of the process, I think, is that and it works in increments, and then sometimes you don't feel a drastic change. It's a subtle change, but then when you start layering them on top of each other, you just suddenly become a different person, the person that you're meant to be. You become authentic, you become who you really are, and it's easy to be yourself in the world, and you don't have to worry about what other people think so much as I used to worry constantly about what other people thought about me. And now I'm at a point where, like, well, yeah, maybe I kind of care, but at a deeper level, it's like it doesn't really matter. What matters is that I care about who I am and what I do, because um, I know who I am now. It's like finally, it's taken me over 60 years to do that, but it's okay. It's part of growth, and that's what I love about it. So, Danny, what else can you say about this?
Actually, a couple things. Iris, you had talked about regression, and I really want to talk about how important that is, because I've done years and years and years and years of the traditional talk therapy, and I'm just talking about what I think the problem is, and it's not the problem. But when you actually do the regression, you go back to the source or sources of what the issue is, and you deal with it from there, instead of what happened last week or last month or a couple years ago that you think is the problem. Those are just the pattern of the root of the issue. So I think the regression part of it is so powerful. And also, Carol, to speak to yours, like kind of discovering who you are. I've experienced that too, where I actually realized that I didn't have a clue who I was. I didn't have an idea of what I wanted. Um, it was always what I thought other people wanted me to do or be or say or feel. So hypnotherapy has truly allowed me to to let that go, to ask myself, well, what do you really like? And then to explore that, because a lot of times I don't know what I like, but I have the freedom and the awareness now to say, okay, I'm going to go try something and see if I like it, and then make my own decision. And it's so empowering to kind of explore who you are, who you want to be, and just to make that space to allow yourself to kind of be you. And that looks different for everybody, and it looks different sometimes in every moment. And I'm truly grateful for that. It's been a journey, but totally worth it. I wouldn't change a thing about it.
It is,
Iris?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's an adventure. I'm going to
absolutely,
throw that word in. Yeah, sorry.
absolutely love what you're sharing there, and it resonates deeply. Absolutely. The part about the regression, yes, to me it was very important. I mean, some people mention that you don't have to go there, but actually, it's very often the understanding that helps you to get out of that situation. And very often, like, you are going back to a moment where you had to split off the emotion and you had to suppress it, sort of.
Yeah.
And therefore, it's good to bring this emotion that's stuck inside the body back together with this event. And then it's sort of, it can be appeased by that. It can be felt and it's just flowing, because emotions are actually, they have this energy of flowing. And when you allow yourself to feel them, they just leave the system. And in regards to what you said, Carol, I absolutely feel that. Yes, it's a homecoming. When you are having these regressions or when you're having hypnotherapy, you are connecting to this inner part of yourself that is truly you. And that's so precious. It feels so amazing to connect to this inner core and to find the balance. And it feels like that's where the peace is. So yeah, absolutely agree. Carol, you wanted to mention something else.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt earlier. I was just wanted to throw in that this, Danny said it was a journey, and I wanted to throw in that it's also an adventure, because
Yes.
It
you
is.
never
Yeah.
know what's going to be around the bend, and it
Yeah.
has been quite
Yeah.
quite
Absolutely.
adventurous.
And every step is worth it. I mean, it's sometimes unpleasant to go back, and it's can be painful, it can be really stirring things up, but it feels like you are lifting off weight and you are moving forwards.
Absolutely feel
Kind
lighter.
of speaking to the sometimes it can be, I'm gonna fix that. Sometimes it can be a little painful when you do go back to these scenes where you've experienced something painful or traumatic, just so that you're not not going to do it because you're afraid to go back and revisit something. We do take care of it in there. You're safe in this space, and you can kind of look at it from like a separated view, like you're not in it. You can kind of look at it from maybe on a movie screen. You can and the beautiful thing about having a session with a professional is they know what to do. You're never alone. They can guide you easily through these things and help you to identify where the root is, and then to reframe things so that it heals the scene. You see it for what it truly is, and you're able to completely change it in that instance. So, and then we do the put in new beliefs, new powerful beliefs that will help you. So the next time that a situation comes up that would normally trigger that memory, it doesn't anymore, because you see this memory differently now. It's no longer a trigger for you, because you've taken it out, you've looked at it, and you've repacked it away in a better way, and then put it back or let it go, or whatever you choose to do with it.
If you wish to learn more about what we are doing, you can visit our websites, which are placed down in the description, or I'm gonna add them in here.
Thank you for joining us. It's been fun, and we plan to have more of these discussions, covering different aspects of hypnotherapy, different experiences that we've had, different past lives that we've gone to with each other's sessions that have brought tremendous surprises, as well as healing. And it's really beautiful and powerful. And we're just so grateful that we can share this with you.
Looking forward to see you again. Goodbye.
We can edit that out.
I'll leave it.